All right, guys, welcome back to My Classic Fords. So today I thought I would give you another update on my tractor collection that I've been working on. I'm trying to get one of every model so I can sort of show you examples of what they used to be and how they started. This here is an 8N. It would be like the third generation of the N series. So when they started, they were an N. They started as a 9N, and that was because they come out in 1939. Then they became a 2N because they come back in 42. And this is an 8N because it came out in 48. And as they progressed from an 8N, they come up to a Jubilee, which looked very similar to this one on the end. It was the same sheet metal, different axles in the back, but basically the same tractor as this one. That was in 1953. They come out with a Jubilee, and that was the 50th anniversary of the Ford Motor Company. Then in 1954, it was actually the identical tractor. It was just called an NAA. Then it came up to the 600 series, and this one here is a 600 series. And in that series, like this one here is a model 640. They made a, if I get this straight, they made a 620, a 630, 640, a 650, and maybe a 660 if I remember correctly. What that stands for, a 640 was probably the most common tractor because it's got a 4-speed. It does not have a live PTO. And for those of you that don't know what a live PTO is, a live PTO is independent from the transmission. So this tractor here, when you shove the clutch to stop the tractor, you stop the PTO. It's a little inconvenient for things like a snowblower because you can't control the speed of the tractor. If you tried to ride the clutch, you just shut the blower off. So if you are buying one of these old tractors and you want to use it like a like a first snowblower or a mower, you just got to be a little bit aware that they can be a little tricky to use for stuff like that. This tractor does have live hydraulics. That come out in 1953 on the Jubilee, and that's that pump right there you see. So anytime this tractor's running, the hydraulics are live, so that means your 3-point hitch will always work whether you have the clutch depressed or not. Compared to the 8N, it does not have live hydraulics, so when you shove the clutch, you lose your hitch as well as your PTO. So that's kind of a downfall with that one. So back to the series of the tractors, the Model 600, or the Series 600, was followed up by a 700, and that was very similar to the one on the end that I have. It's a row crop version of this tractor. The 600 was the smaller series, so it had a 134 gas compared to a 172. So we'll go all the way up to the end here. This tractor is a 900. So just like the 700 to the 600, this one is the 900 to the 800, if that makes sense. So this is a bigger tractor. It's got a 172. They made an 800, which looked like the one on the end, but it shared the 172 motor. And again, they made them, I think, an 820, an 840, 850, 860. And what those numbers mean, like I said, they're relative to what the tractor has for options. So this tractor is a 960. So it's the one with the most options. What that means is it has a 5-speed transmission. This has a live PTO. So this clutch is a 2-stage clutch. When you depress it halfway, it stops the tractor. And then when you push it down the whole way, it stops the PTO. This tractor is much better for things like a baler or snowblower or anything like that. So the 800, like I said, was the same tractor as this one. It just didn't have the narrow front. Then they came into the PowerMaster and WorkMaster series. So my old parts tractor over here is a PowerMaster, which again is the same tractor, sort of. They're all pretty much the same. They all share the same sheet metal, or certainly the ones that I like to collect do. So this tractor here, it has the 172, and see how it says on the side, it's an 871. So the series number was 801. And then with, like I said, with every option, this one here has a Selecto speed, so which is a kind of a really neat transmission in the sense that it was ahead of its time. It's kind of like, I guess the best way I can explain it to you, it's kind of like the first half hydrostatic transmission, sort of. If you know what the transmission is, you kind of know what I'm getting at, but they're kind of a really unique tractor. So like I said, this one here is an 871. They did make an 881, which had one more option, and that option was a double PTO. So it had 2-speed PTO. So in the 801 series, I think it started at an 841, and the 841 had a 4-speed, an 851 had a 5-speed, an 861, which is the tractor I'm kind of really looking for. That's one of my favorites. An 861 has a 5-speed with a live PTO, and then you went to an 871, which has the Selecto speed with an independent PTO. An 881, same thing, except it has a double speed PTO. So that would be down here. If this tractor had it, it would be right here. This is the provision for it. You could select between the 540 PTO or the 1000 PTO. So they also made this is the PowerMaster series. The WorkMaster series was a 601 series, and the 601 is like my tractor down at the end. They're your lighter tractor. The 641 would be the identical tractor to this one. This one's a 640, so the next generation would be a 601 series, and it would be called the WorkMaster. I want to find one of those too, because they're more or less all red. And that matters to me because I have one that's almost all blue. So after the WorkMaster PowerMaster series, they come out with the 2000 and 4000. And I believe that would have been 62 if I remember correctly. If I got any of this stuff wrong, you know, feel free to share a comment. I'm just trying my best to explain what I know, and I get a lot of my information from other people and from the internet and stuff like that, and I just try to follow along the best I can and share the best of my knowledge that I can with you. This 2000 is basically that tractor, just updated. The 2000 is actually one of my favorite tractors because it has a 5-speed, it's got a live PTO, and it's just got the smaller engine. So if this tractor was a 4000, it would have the bigger engine, 5-speed, live PTO. That would be, in my opinion, one of my ultimate finds. That's what I'd like to find. They were a blue bottom tractor with like a whitish gray hood. So I kind of want one of those. I think they're kind of neat because they all share the same sheet metal, but they're just painted different colors to represent different times and different models. So anyway, guys, thank you very much again for watching. Just to give you an update here on these tractors, is this one here, I want to start this one hopefully this winter. We got a bunch of stuff lined up. We got a 62 Mercury wagon, over there. That's going in the garage first. But I'd like to even pull the sheet metal off this, dismount the tires, get that stuff kind of underway. But yeah, so if you follow along, please subscribe, share, hit that like button for me. That would be amazing. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for watching. You guys have a good day.